Sometimes in this job, you get to meet some remarkable people. And Kate and Jamie Scott are truly remarkable people. We all remember during the pandemic being asked by the government to go and be vaccinated, and almost all of us did. Jamie Scott took his vaccination and was unfortunately seriously injured as a result. And what Kate and Jamie have been doing since is campaigning for change so that those very few people, and we all recognise, and it's important to say, that it's a very small number of people who've been injured by vaccines, that those people are properly looked after and compensated for the injuries which many of them have had, which will have lifelong consequences. And so it's important to recognise the work that they're doing and to say something about what I've been trying to do to help. And as a result of them coming to me with their personal circumstances, I've been speaking to ministers, successive health secretaries, and to the Prime Minister too, about the need to reform what's called the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme, which is something set up a long time ago by governments, successive governments, to make sure that people who have been injured by vaccination are compensated to some degree, in addition to any compensation that they may be able to get through court processes. Unfortunately, the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme is quite limited in its scope. It will only pay out if you are more than 60% disabled as a result of the injury you've suffered, and if obviously there's a connection between that injury and the vaccination you've received. The maximum amount to pay out is £120,000. And I'm afraid for some of the injuries that are received, that simply isn't adequate compensation. So Jamie and Kate have had to go to court in order to apply for more compensation. And of course, there are many for whom, although their disablement might be significant, 59% is still a very significant disablement, they're not receiving anything at all from this scheme. So what I've been arguing on their behalf is that the Vaccine Damage Payment Scheme should be reformed to deal with those two issues. And if not that, the government needs to find ways of settling these cases quickly. That's the right thing to do for the individuals concerned, who, after all, have only done what the government asked them to do on behalf of all of society. It's also the right thing for government to do because it wants, surely, to make sure that its vaccine policy remains effective. The next time, and I'm afraid there may well be a next time, that we're all asked to go and get vaccinated for the good of the collective public health, the government will want us all to do so, and to be confident that if we are in that tiny minority of those who may be injured as a result, that we will be properly looked after. And I'm afraid if there are more cases like Kate and Jamie's that the public come to know about, then they may lose that confidence. So it's really important for the individuals, and I pay huge tribute to Kate in particular, who's done such a great job of campaigning for Jamie and all the others who find themselves in a similar position. But I do think it's important for government to recognise not just the need to look after those individuals, but the need to make sure that there are schemes in place to look after those who may be injured, doing, after all, only what government has asked them to do.